So welcome. We'll go ahead and get started in this grand experiment, this new world that we're in, virtual everything, virtual everything. All right. So find your way, find your way to your yoga mat, and you'd like to grab a pillow or a towel. I happen to have brought my block with me. You can sit comfortably. Hey. And I thought I'd share a poem. It's been making its way around the internet, but I thought it was so appropriate for the times we're in. This is by Kitty O'Mara, who's here in Madison, Wisconsin. And the poem is called, "And the People Stayed Home." And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still. And listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows. And the people began to think differently. And the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. And when the danger passed and the people joined together again, they grieved their losses and made new choices and dreamed new images and created new ways to live and heal the earth fully as they had been healed. So that's Kitty O'Mara. If you Google Kitty O'Mara or "And the People Stayed Home," it'll pop right up if you're interested in the content. So let's just get comfortable, closing your eyes if that feels right for you. You can rest your palms face down or face up on your lap, whatever feels right here. You can leave your eyes open. We're at home, so if it feels better while you're centering, if you feel like you want to walk around, so long as you can hear me, that's fine too. Or if you want to sit, eyes open, eyes closed, whatever feels right for you. Just kind of settling in, being inside your body today. Feeling those sensations. It may be that being home cuts down on some of the striving feelings that you're having, or it may be that you're just noticing some different things in this past week or two as we've entered this new world. So just being present to any sensations in your body, being present to any sensations that help you feel grounded and present. And noticing your breath, feeling into your breath. And so you can keep your breath easy and gentle. You don't have to change your breath. Kind of feeling the contours of your breath. If you're moving around, you can sit down, you can take your hands off your lap and keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Just let your fingertips touch the floor. We'll work with a little tension release visualization. I think we can all use a little tension release. So as you inhale, just imagine that you're breathing in cool, pure energy right into your heart center. Whatever seems cool and clean to you. You can go ahead and exhale and then just take another cool, fresh breath into your heart center. Retain that there for just a beat, saying silently to yourself, "I consciously wish to release all negative psychic tension." And as you exhale, just feel a sense of release, a sense of surrender, a sense of letting go, flowing out your arms, down your arms and fingertips into the floor. So breathing in cool, pure energy to your heart center. Silently saying, I consciously wish to release all negative psychic tension. And then as you exhale, just visualizing that as smoky liquid rolling off your arms, fingertips into the floor. Just working with that visualization. If you need to change it any, you can change it up so that it works for you. It's being compassionate. If your mind starts to want to notice what it is you're letting go of or follow that path, get hooked on an idea, you just tell your mind it's okay. Just enjoy the sensation of surrender. Feel whatever that is for you today. Just feeling like you're just having that sense of letting go. So if you'd like to blink your eyes open, if you're working with closed eyes, you can flick your fingers, you can take your hands, just wipe any residual gunk off of you, just kind of letting it all go. Good. Good. So I think surrender is not necessarily a passive action, so you need to work on that actively. All right, let's go ahead and inhale. Let's reach the arms up and overhead, and exhale, release. Inhale, breathing, reaching the arms up and overhead. Exhale, release. So trying to breathe in and out through the nostrils as much as possible. Good, and we're going to take this as you inhale, reaching the arms up and over. Exhale, twisting to the right. I'm going to try to mirror you here. So twisting to the right. Inhaling, reaching tall. Exhaling, start to twist to the left. Inhale to reach tall. Exhale to twist. Inhale, tall, long, finding spaciousness through the spine. Exhale to twist. Let's take a few more here, breathing at your own pace. Letting the movement follow your breath. And the next time you exhale over to the right, or if you want to stay whatever side you're at, just stay there for a moment, just feeling this twist. Just noticing if your tendency is to force or want to go beyond where you're naturally at. So just staying where it's comfortable. And inhale, reach the arms up, change sides, exhale, twist and hold to that other side, whether that's the left or whatever other side that is for you. Come on back to center. If you need to change the cross of the legs or sit straight-legged, if you need to do anything to let your legs be comfortable here, you can do that now. Go ahead and start to, you can fold your elbows and start to squeeze. Give yourself a little squeeze at the wrists and then starting to work up towards your elbows, just using your hands to feel into your upper arms, going all the way up towards your shoulders. You can give yourself a little hug here and then working your way back. Yeah, it's kind of whatever kind of pressure feels right here. It's kind of a nice grounding. We'll hold on to the right wrist, make a gentle fist and circle your wrist. And again, have as much tension or as much pressure as you need with that left hand holding onto the right wrist. Take a few circles in the other direction. It feels good to give it a little shake out. Nice. And then holding on at the left wrist, make a gentle fist. Find that circle. What does it feel like to be in your wrist right now? Appreciating however your wrist is moving. And circling in the other direction. Giving that a nice little shake out. Go ahead and drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, finding the right amount of stretch for the left side of your neck. We're trying not to bring that right shoulder up to the ear. It wants to help. I'm just trying to find that, finding that relaxation through the shoulders. You can turn your gaze towards the floor if that's comfortable. So that's the watchword today. Listen to your body. If a movement is painful or doesn't feel right, then you're going to skip it. Bring your gaze forward. Lift the crown of the head. Exhale at the left ear, drop towards the left shoulder. Let that left shoulder stay relaxed too, along with the right. And then turn your gaze towards the floor if that feels okay. So you're adjusting this to the right amount of stretch, the right amount of sensation that you need today to feel good, to feel alive. Gently bring your gaze back to center. Inhale, lift up. Good. Take another inhale, getting tall as you exhale. Turn your gaze over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your chin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn to the right, or to the left. There we go. Inhale, center, whatever side. Exhale, drop the chin. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. And inhale, come on back to center. Let's let the hands relax, and we'll take some shoulder rolls here. I'm going to unmute you all. You can keep rolling your shoulders in one direction. Again, just finding what feels right for you. I'm going to give the option if you want to, if anybody has a question to ask, I've unmuted just in case something isn't seeming right or you do want to ask a question. If you want to mute yourself, that's fine. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. Unmute all. Did I? Okay. There it says. Oh, it says all participants are unmuted, but it looks like some of you still are muted. So, like I said, I may have sent my.
It may be, Shauna, can you hear me? It's Marcia. It may be that if they muted themselves, they would have to unmute themselves. You can't control it.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself. So yes, you can unmute yourselves. I may, like I said, I erred on setting everything a little more stringently. So yes, you are able to unmute yourself. So if you do have a question, you can come to your phone or your computer screen and hit that little, I think there's a little sign over in the far left. So if you want to unmute and ask a question, you have that, you have the power. All right, so shoulders are rolled. Oh, good. All right, now let's go ahead and stretch the legs out. You could shake them out here. You've been wanting to do that. I know you have. Good. And go ahead and circle. Circle the ankles. One direction. Good. Circle the ankles in the other direction. Take a few points and flexes. You could even alternate. All right, so I'm going to give you the option to come onto hands and knees for cat-cow, and I'll go there in just a moment. But if you know that's not available to you, you can do a seated cat-cow. So that's where we're extending through the chest and exhaling to round through the upper back. So you have option to do a seated cat-cow if being on your hands and knees is not available. Otherwise, coming into hands and knees, bringing your wrists under your shoulders. I think it's better if I go this way. Yeah, there we go. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Good. Inhaling to find that extension through the upper back. Exhaling to round through the spine. So moving slow, wherever you're working, sitting or on hands and knees, exploring, taking an attitude of exploration, getting curious about how your spine, is moving. So just taking some time to explore in your cat-cow, letting yourself get curious about what feels good or what feels harder to see. Maybe there feels like there's some blind spots in your spine, and that's okay. Or maybe it feels like, oh, so good. This is what I've needed. And then go ahead, if you were seated, make your way to hands and knees, and then make your way into devotional pose, drawing the hips towards the heels. Really letting your arms stretch forward, or you could fold your arms here. So taking a devotional pose. Good. There we go. Just noticing how you're feeling in devotional pose. What does it feel like to have the hips back towards your heels? How does that feel for the knees, the ankles? Nice stretch. When you're ready, move forward, coming onto your forearms into Sphinx pose. So you're going to come onto your forearms. Let's see here. There we go. There we go. Good. All right. And draw the legs together lightly. Good. You can rest the palms face down. And gently lift the abdominals away from the floor, supporting your low back here. So letting the heart melt, letting the shoulders soften. If this is too intense, you can always walk the hands out a little bit. All right, let's walk the forearms back and bring your hands alongside your side ribs, chest to the floor. Draw the legs actively together. Keep drawing the abdominals lightly away from the floor as you inhale. Lift the back of the head, shoulders, and chest, coming into a little light baby cobra. So maybe it's not too high, doesn't have to be big. Maybe it feels like the elbows are drawing back, shoulders are drawing back, and you're creating a little hammock for your upper back. And then this is a great time to notice what you're doing with your neck. Can you let the neck just follow along with the rest of the spine? Exhale to release. We'll inhale to table. Exhale to devotional. Inhale, glide forward, coming into a baby cobra. Exhale, carefully come back through table and hinge back into devotional. So if that's available, just trying that a few times. Inhaling to glide forward. Good, trying a baby cobra. Exhaling to hinge back into devotional. Inhaling forward one more time, trying a cobra. Exhaling back into devotional. And coming back into table pose, if that's available for you. And bring your right ear towards your right shoulder and bring your shins over to the right. So you're contracting a little through the right side and opening through the left. Come back to center, bring the left ear towards the left shoulder, take your shins over to the left, opening up through the right side, contracting through the left. And then come back to center. And then just slowly move a couple times side to side at your own pace. Kind of letting it be what it needs to be for you today. Kind of feeling that opening and that contraction, feeling your waist. What does your waist feel like today? Can you create a little space here as we're warming up the fascia? Can you feel like your rib cage is moving away from your hips? Oh, hi, Mimi. Oh, they're all there. Good. And come on back to center. Great. All right, let's go ahead and make our way to standing, however that works for you. And I'll see how my video is set here. It looks like I have to set that up a little. Here we go. And maybe. All right. All right, let's go ahead. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Let's take that right hand, clasp the left, and exhale, take another lateral stretch here over to the right and standing. Just breathing here. Good. Inhale, center. Now we're going to take that left hand clasp onto the right. Come on over to the left. And inhale, come on. Nice. Exhale, release. Good. A few more. Inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale to release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Good. And on your next exhale, just gently drop your chin towards your chest and roll yourself down into a forward fold. If you need to use your block or keep your hands on your thighs, just kind of finding a forward fold. You can pedal here, bending one knee and then the other. Maybe letting your hips sway a little side to side. Good. Coming back into your forward fold. If it's available, hold on to your elbows and rock a little side to side. Release the elbows, press down through the soles of the feet, bend your knees lightly, inhale, roll yourself back up to standing. Right. Inhale, reach the arms lightly up and overhead, exhale, bend the knees, trying to take the hips back and keep the knees over the ankles. Good. Just trying to keep the heels heavy, so finding a chair pose here. And then inhale, come on up, we'll sweep the arms behind. Exhale, sit. Inhale, Straighten without locking the legs. Good. Exhale to sit. Inhale, straighten. Good. Exhale, sit, and inhale, come on back up. Good, and release. Let's bring the hands to the heart center, coming back into mountain pose. And just looking down at your feet, you can have your feet about hip distance apart, any distance that feels comfortable for you. Lift up your toes, spread them apart. Let's try piano toes. So you're gonna press the big toe, the ball onto the big toe and the big toe into the floor. Let the other four toes lift up. Good. And then alternate. The big toe lifts up and the other four toes press down. It's kind of lifting, seeing if that's available. Having some fun. Good. All right, let's lift all the toes. Lift all the toes. And then try to set them down one by one. So you can release the hands if it's easier. Set the big toe, index, middle, pinky, and ring toe down. And then come back the other way. Try to lift up the pinky, ring, middle, index, big toe. One more time each way, one at a time. If they come in a clump, that's okay. Just see what's available here. Yeah, my three middle ones always come in a big clump. Good. All right, and let that go. Good. All right. So if you need to change your, you probably don't need to change your mat, but go ahead and stand on your mat or stand so that you can take a straddle stretch, about a leg's distance apart. Have a block if you need it. Exhale to fold forward. So we're coming into a straddle stretch. Feel like, yeah. Walk your hands over towards the right. If you need to take a micro bend in one or both knees, that's fine. Let the head hang if that's available. Find your breath here. Find your connection to the earth through the soles of the feet. Walk the hands back to center and walk over to the left. Maybe one side was easier or more available. Just get interested in that. It's not good or bad. It's just interesting. Walk the hands back to center. Inhale, take your hands to your hips and bring your torso halfway up. Take an exhale, press down through the feet, rise all the way up. Good. Let's bring the heels in, toes out. Bend the knees, take the hands to almost to the knees here, to the top of the thighs. Hinge forward. Exhale, twist towards the right, or whatever side you go to here. So this left hand is going to be straighter. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale to center. Keep the legs here if that's available to you, and I'll move my video up. Interlace the hands behind your head. So you're in this goddess legs, feet, knees and toes going in the same direction, hands behind the head. Exhale, take your right elbow towards your right knee. It's not going to get there. Inhale to center. Exhale, take that left knee towards the right. Good. Inhale to center. So just opening, toning, stretching. One more time, each side. Inhale, center. Exhale. Inhale to center. Release the hands. Straighten the legs. Good. And bring your feet parallel. Good. Now we're going to turn your right toe 90 degrees so the knee and the toe are going the same direction. You can step that left leg out if you want. Your hips are squared towards the long side of the mat. You're going to bend that right knee. So we're coming into warrior two. Good. Warrior two. Good. Gaze over that right hand. You can feel like there's a little magnet behind the front right knee. And just going to feel your good warrior energy here. Maybe as you take a breath in, the arms can get a little longer. And on your next exhale, rest the forearm on your right thigh. Stretch the left arm up and over. Maybe turn to look up at that bicep, coming into lateral angle. You can even feel, maybe just feel, what does it feel like if your heart turns a little bit towards me or towards the ceiling? Inhale to rise up. Bring both feet parallel. Turn that left toe 90 degrees. Knee and toe in the same direction. Bend the left knee, arms to T. Warrior two to the other side. Just notice if you can find any more ease in the shoulders. They're extending here. You're reaching through the fingers. Take a breath. Get a little longer through your wingspan. Find your good warrior energy here. On your next exhale, take lateral angle. So bring that left forearm to the thigh, stretching that top arm up and overhead. Maybe the rib cage, maybe the heart spins lightly towards the ceiling. Maybe your gaze comes towards your tricep. Inhale to rise up. Good. Bring both legs straight. Bring the feet parallel, and then you can hop or you could step your feet together. Good. Give it a little shake out here. Let's go ahead and do some helicopter arms. Helicopter arms. You can shake out the legs, whatever feels good here. Good. Good. Let's come back to the floor. So I may need to readjust the camera. I do need to readjust the camera. So let's come back to the floor with the legs stretched forward. Okay. Take the legs straight out in front. And find your sits bones. Bring your hands alongside your hips. Feel your shoulders gently drawing back. So you're finding some space through the front of your chest. Hey, Mimi, are you going to do some yoga with us? You're going to do downward facing cat? Okay. All right, fingertips press into the mat. Good. Sits bones, sink down. And flex the ankles, drawing the toes in towards your shins. Reach up lightly through the crown of the head. So this is a great time here in this Dandasana pose, this staff pose, to just kind of think about your neck. And my tendency is to sit a little bit and stand a little bit with my neck contracted. So it's a lifelong habit. It's just a process. So I use my yoga practice as an opportunity to think about finding a little length there, which sometimes involves dropping the chin and bringing the throat back. So I can feel the back of the neck right over the back of my thoracic spine. You just kind of feel some of that lift and lengthen here. And then release. Let's draw the right sole of the foot. You can release the hands. Let's draw the right sole of the foot in, coming into Janu Sirsasana. So that foot could be anywhere that's comfortable. It doesn't have to be jammed up into your groin. It could be at your knee. It could be at your thigh. It could be down at your shin. If you want to use a strap here, you could take a strap, or you could use your towel, or nothing at all. You can keep your hands. I'm just going to keep my hands probably on either side of my shin or towards the back of my hips. So we're going to inhale, get nice and tall, and then exhale, hinge forward. So just hinging forward, Feeling the back of the leg heavy. Checking in with the back of your neck spine. Maybe it feels as though with each inhale, your spine can get a little longer, and then as you exhale, you find a little deeper experience of this pose. Janu Shirshasana, one-legged forward fold. Inhale, rise up. And we'll cross that right leg over, press the right foot into the floor, sit up nice and tall here. Again, just stacking. You can feel that stacking, the head over the neck spine, over the upper back spine, all the way down to the hips. You can feel that nice alignment. Take an inhale, reach your right arm, your left arm up and overhead. Exhale, let's twist over to the right, hugging the knee into the chest. Feeling a nice little stretch for the hips here. And then inhale, come on back to center. Good, let that right leg extend. Good. Maybe just take a moment here, just noticing any differences in the sides of your body, any way that you're feeling, just tuning into that sensation, tuning into the base of the spine, the crown of the head, the energy, how your fingertips feel. And bring that left sole of the foot in, sitting up nice and tall. Take an inhale, exhale, fold. We're trying to let the sits bones draw back, like there was a flashlight in your sits bones moving towards the back wall. If there was a flashlight, it would be at your heart center, and that would be shining forward, so lengthening forward gently. Inhale, rise up. Cross the left leg over. So feel the sole of the left foot pressing into the floor. Feel your sits bones connecting to the earth. And just feel how that sets up your spine. Nice long spine. Inhale, we'll reach that right arm up. Exhale, it sweeps down as you twist, holding the knee in your chest, twisting towards the right. Ardha Matsyendrasana, half Lord of the Fishes. Inhaling, come on back to center. Good. And release, shake out the legs. Let's try one with both legs straight. Inhale to get tall. Hands can stay by the hips. You could use your strap. You could float your arms up and overhead. All are good. I'm going to keep my hands by my hips, but I'm still going to inhale nice and tall and exhale to fold forward, using just a little pressure from my fingertips to just kind of help me lengthen my spine. So I'm trying to find some magic spot between a cat stretch and a cow stretch. I want just a nice, long, neutral spine as much as I can. So maybe that means I don't go as low. Sits bones shine out behind me, heart stretches forward. And inhale, keep all that length in the spine. Come on up to sitting. You can bend the knees, hold on to the thighs, and roll yourself down to the floor, or you could come to your side. Good, come down onto your side and then roll onto your back. Whatever feels right, however you'd like to get yourself to the floor. And once you're there, take your feet a little bit farther apart. Let your knees drop together and bring your hands, bring your palms to your belly. So we're taking constructive rest here. So your feet are wider than your knees. Your knees are together, a little internal rotation. Feel the back of the head. Feel your cat stopping by to check in. Just feel your breath here in your belly. As you inhale, feel the belly lightly expand into your hands. As you exhale, feel the belly skin soften. Inhale, skin expands. Exhale, skin softens. The rise and fall of your breath. All right, take the hands off the belly. Take your knees apart. Walk your feet about hip distance apart so your feet can be parallel. You can either work with robot arms, so I have nice bent arms here. You can let your arms come down by your hips. Your head's going to be straight towards the ceiling. Inhale, press through the soles of the feet and lift up through the hips here, coming into bridge pose. And you're welcome to stay in bridge pose for a few breaths if that feels all right. You want to feel a little extension in that upper back. So the chest lifts, the belly is long, inner thighs are working, right where that top of the hamstring inserts into the glute is working a little. And you can also take a moving bridge. So you could just set the hips down and lift up. Good. If you've been holding bridge for a while, come out of it. I took too long to tell you about it. If you're already tired, don't worry. So you can take a little moving bridge, lifting the hips up and lowering. Good. Or good. You could stay there for a couple breaths. Good. And release. Whew. Good. Let's extend the right leg straight towards the ceiling, cross the ankle over the left knee. You can take your right hand here and press that thigh away. That might feel like a good stretch if it does stay there. Otherwise, interlace your hands behind your left thigh, drawing it towards your chest, coming into figure 4. Keeping both feet flexed. Good. Breathing here. You play around with the sensation of feeling as though you're isometrically trying to draw your knees lightly apart, away from each other. You could play around with the sensation of having more of a rounded, a posterior, a cat tilt in your low back, or an anterior tilt, a little bit more of a cow tilt in your low back, to just get curious. You could kind of find a spot somewhere in between those two. Good. And then release that left foot to the floor. Inhale, extend the right leg up, and exhale, put that right foot on the floor. Inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, fold the ankle over the knee. Take your left hand and gently press it away. Stay here if that's feeling like a good stretch. Interlace the hands behind your left thigh here, drawing the shin towards your chest. Both ankles flex. Nice stretch for the hips. So you might be feeling it in the hips, in your outer left thigh. Maybe you're feeling it in the right hip. You might be feeling it in lots of places. Might be feeling it in the low back. Play around a little bit with that cat stretch, more of a posterior, a rounded lumbar. And then try more of that anterior tilt, a little bit more of that cow tilt where the base of the pelvis is heavy, but the top of the lumbar is lightly lifted. Just kind of find that spot for you. And release. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, set the left leg down. You can take your arms out to T and let your knees windshield wiper side to side. I gotta move away from my wall if I'm gonna do that. So you can let your knees windshield wiper side to side. Arms can be out to T position. I'm going to bring both knees towards the ceiling, draw them into the chest, rocking a little side to side. Sometimes we start here, we're ending here today, moving towards a little meditation and then some Shavasana. So you take both knees here if it feels good to circle the knees, if that feels yummy. You could press the knees lightly away, open them wide, and circle them around. See how that feels here. Let's go ahead and try happy baby. You can take the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Knees are bent. Reach for the outer edges of the ankles, drawing the knees towards the floor while you stretch the soles of the feet towards the ceiling, rocking a little side to side. This is so good for, at least for my low back. Always feels like a real nice one for the low back. You're feeling gonzo today. You could extend the legs, coming into happier baby. You could take your hands behind your thighs if that's too intense to keep the hands on your ankles. Just rock a little side to side. All right, and then we're going to come back into sitting. We're going to do a little guided meditation, and then we'll do Shavasana. So I guess actually, well, I want you to work with the mudra. So if it's available to sit, if you need to sit in a chair, that's fine. If you want to grab your pillow, you want to sit on a block like I'm doing. If you don't want to sit on anything, that's fine. I just want you to sit comfortably, whatever that's like for you. And we're going to work with the Pala mudra. So we're going to take, I'm not mirroring you here, so we're going to take that left hand, palm face up, right hand, palm face down. Right hand's going to rest about where the navel is. Left palm's going to be a little bit below that. You're going to let the shoulders settle down. You can decide if you want your eyes open or closed, and let your hands rest right on your bellies here. So just kind of feel the edges of your hands resting into your belly. You can close or open the eyes. If this is uncomfortable for any reason, you can work without the mudra. You can let your hands rest on your thighs, but otherwise left palm face up, right palm face down. So this mudra evokes the monk's alms bowl and helps to teach us, helps to bring forth that quality in us of being accepting that the universe is going to give us what we need. So building that capacity to know that the universe will give us what we need. The core quality for this mudra, and Pala, P-A-L-A, is the name of the mudra, that's the monk's alms bowl, is anxiety relief. So I feel like it's a really good one for the times that we're in. So just finding that, building that quality of tranquility or trusting that the universe will provide what we need. This mudra slows your breath. It directs energy and awareness into your abdomen. You can feel the steady rise and fall, and that helps to relax the body while calming your mind and emotions. This mudra balances your first two chakras, the Maladana chakra, which is in the perineum, and the Svadhisthana chakra, which is in your navel. So this is a very nice grounding mudra. So again, continuing with your eyes closed, Working with this mudra, if it's comfortable to continue, if you need to let go of it at any time, we're going to move into a guided meditation. So notice how your breath is directed into your abdomen, instilling a sense of comfort and ease, as if entering your own inner sanctuary of tranquility. Take some time to rest within your inner sanctuary, simply following the rhythmic rise and fall of your abdominal breathing. Let yourself relax completely. To relax even more deeply, you will invite each area of your body into your inner sanctuary of tranquility. Begin by inviting your legs and feet into your sanctuary of tranquility, taking several breaths to allow these areas to relax completely. Now welcome your pelvis, abdomen, and low back into your sanctuary, taking some time to sense these areas gently expanding and relaxing in synchrony with your soft, rhythmic breathing. For the next few breaths, allow your chest and upper back to be bathed in absolute tranquility, naturally experiencing greater lightness and ease throughout these areas of your body. Now invite your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers into your sanctuary, allowing them to relax completely. Yes, just invite your shoulders, arms, hands, and fingers into your sanctuary. Allow them to relax completely. Your neck and head now enter and rest within your sanctuary of tranquility, allowing your eyes, ears, mouth, and jaw to soften and relax completely. Allow your entire being to rest within your inner sanctuary, taking several breaths to experience absolute tranquility. As you slowly release the mudra, this pala mudra, this mudra of the alms bowl for releasing anxiety, continue taking easy breaths to stay with your experience of complete rest. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, returning slowly and gently, staying connected to that sense of tranquility, and then moving into whatever place or space you'd like to be in for Shavasana. You could do that sitting. You could come back to the floor if you want to put on any socks or grab a blanket or put on a jacket. Any way to be comfortable. It's making your way into any position. You could lay on your belly if you'd like. You could lay on your side. You could lay on your back. However you'd like to take your Shavasana, getting comfortable here. You need to turn off the lights. Totally fine to do that. If there's any other movement or stretch or anything that you need to take to make sure your body is comfortable before you move into Shavasana, please feel free to do that as well. And close your eyes. And feel all of yourself drawn into the sanctuary that you created by working with the Pala Mudra. You can feel the ease of the rise and fall of your breath. You can let your mind rest in that spot of tranquility. Just knowing as you move into your Shavasana that there's no way to do Shavasana wrong. Let your Shavasana be what it needs to be. So letting go of expectations. Being present to any feelings or sensations. Being present to the breath. And when you're ready, gently coming back into your body. And start to bring some movement into your fingers and toes, your ankles and wrists. If it feels good, you could reach the arms up and overhead, stretching your legs long to feel a full body stretch and all that space you've created for yourself. When you're ready, you can roll onto your side. Doesn't matter which side, just feeling that transition. We're all getting used to experiencing transitions. What's that transition like from maybe lying on your back to rolling to your side? You could use that bottom arm as a pillow. And see what it's like to be on the other side of your practice. When you're ready, you can use the top hand to press yourself up to sitting, letting your head come up last, so no sudden movements. Bring your hands to your heart center when you're ready. Again, no rush. And then I'll just invite you to join me or to listen. We'll finish our practice by chanting 3 ohms. Again, no way to do this wrong. Exhaling completely. Take an easy inhale. Om. Namaste. You are resilient, you are joyful. Thanks for joining me today in this wonderful experiment. My first live yoga class here, so thanks for coming.